Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in another game between EG Grubby versus UkraineStar. This is game 2 in this series. Grubby losing game 1 on Shakuros Plateau. Hopefully you're watching these games in order. If not, I would suggest watching Shakuros Plateau just because I didn't take the time to cast it, and you know, I definitely need to get more viewers, but yeah. Don't quite understand how to get more viewers. This is an early portion of the game, so I can freely talk about whatever I want, and hopefully some of you guys will listen to me. UkraineStar spawning here as the blue Zerg player at the 3 o'clock position. Grubby spawning at the 12 o'clock position here on TestBug. TestBug, one of those maps, part of the iCCup. I like the map a lot just because the spawning locations really don't matter that much. You know going into the battle how exactly you're going to be, that you're going to have certain number of expansions, what direction what expansion options are available to you, and what you can really do in a map like this. But yeah, quick question out there for all you guys who have been watching me religiously for the past couple of months. How do you suggest I get more viewers and more viewers? I have a decent number of subscribers out there, but I'm not really getting the same amount of views with my subscribers. And with a lot of the things that I'm currently trying to work on and I'm currently trying to provide for you, I definitely need more viewers. I will let you know what's coming up in just a couple of weeks, probably in the next week or so. Oh, and a nice hidden drone over here by UkraineStar. So UkraineStar hiding a drone and now sneaking out and now placing down that hatchery right there. The probe of Grubby, unable to spot that in time, and now Grubby just lamenting the fact that he cannot really do all that much. There is a forge now coming into play. So with a forge now coming into play and that overlord coming back, it looked like Grubby was contemplating whether or not he could try to, the drones almost came off and tried to do a surround onto that probe there, try to shut it down. It looked like Grubby was thinking about perhaps warping in a pylon and then making it very, very difficult. And it is going to be a cannon rush. The forge is now coming in. The drone is now coming back down as well. And drones are coming through. The one probe just simply passing by. And it looks like the drone over here and a second probe now coming in as well. So what could happen is we could get a cannon up here on the high ground. And another pylon over here. So that one pylon will be coming in. And is he going to get some photon cannons there? The photon cannon there, and another pylon needs to be warped in right there. And this is going to be very difficult. And if we can get another another cannon here, that would pretty much complete a wall in at that point. So you can see that there are two sets of units and another cannon coming in over here as well. So one cannon is now down, drones coming off the mineral line, and now two more cannons coming over here. This pylon will complete. And now this cannon over here may get canceled at the last second. I believe it should be canceled. No, not going to get canceled. Getting some kills, getting 1 or 2 kills already. And now just Grubby trying to warp in cannons left and right, trying to see how much damage he can seriously do. But I do not think I do not think this is going to be successful at all. The Zerglings going to be able to take down that pylon pretty easily. And that probe also going to get taken down. Grubby with a failed tower attempt here on TestBug. You can see now a photon cannon and a nexus currently being warped in. Most likely a gateway or something needs to be warped in along this side here in order to offer some protection. The Zerglings are now going to make their way over, and the Zerglings are going to be able to get up that ramp, and that's going to be a very difficult thing for Grubby to try to defend against. And how will it work? I'm not sure if there's enough room between these buildings, just because I can't see if there's a gap or not. A gateway now, another pylon now currently being warped in, and there are there is that probe. Getting a gateway to block that ramp location right there, right as the Zerglings were looking to try to move their way in. And it's still possible for units to walk in and out of this location, I think. So very, very nicely done. Those Zerglings are pretty much going to be stuck there. And this is just the perfect tower defense start here, as those Zerglings are taking even more and taking more damage, unable to really move out. And another photon cannon coming in by Grubby. So Grubby getting a lot of stationary defense in order to try to expand and in order to try to keep up. But what this is going to mean is that UkraineStar can very, very easily go for excuse me, UkraineStar can very easily just power drone now. And as the more he power drones, the more damage he's going to be able to do. And oh, Zergling's now trying to come in from that backside. And now with another photon cannon in play, those Zerglings, and those probes are also going to be able to surround and deal some damage as well. Those Zerglings trying to see if they can push their way in, sitting in just the right location, just out of combat range from that one photon cannon. The probes, however, can double team onto those Zerglings right there, as this photon cannon is also watching this front door. There is going to disrupt the mining just a little bit, as that one probe now down to 5 hit points. It does get taken down, and now a Zealot joining in on that fight. The Zealot will be able to easily handle and harass the rest of these probes. Oh, there you go, taking down the rest or 2 of those Zerglings and then canceling that pylon once again. We now have a third expansion coming in from UkraineStar, teching the tier 2 and also getting Roaches. I think UkraineStar at this point just has such a significant lead that it's going to be very difficult for Grubby to really do anything about this. The early portion of the game, Grubby did try to invest a lot into his cannon play. That cannon play didn't work out, but we are seeing a Stargate. And that Stargate goes for, if 2 Stargates are warped in and we see double Void Rays would be able to deal a significant amount of damage, just because I don't see a Hydralisk Den yet, as we are not at tier 2. But remember, a Hydralisk Den only takes 40 seconds to build. And once that Hydralisk Den is up, it is very easy for a Zerg player to train 8 to 10 Hydralisks. 8 to 10 Hydralisks can easily shut down 2 to even 4 Void Rays very, very quickly. Probes just mining back and forth over here at the natural expansion. Another pylon being warped into play, as UkraineStar taking control of the map, making sure that he has plenty of information and sight going on at all times. So yeah, there's an Overlord here, and then Overlords here and here, in order to make sure if there is any drop play, he is aware of it. We can see a Void Ray currently being warped in through that Stargate, but also Hydralisk being added to the army as well. UkraineStar seeming to be one step ahead of his Netherlands opponent throughout this match, or through games 1 and now even game 2, and we'll see whether Grubby can use his micro in order to try to get a lot of mileage out of his units. We are getting the pneumatized carapaces and also the Glio reconstitution for the Roaches and Overlords inversely. Zerglings now just sitting outside that front door, now going to be taking down these destructible rocks as well. The rocks are going to be destroyed, and it will end up revealing just beyond this site location here. The Zerglings, however, have a very difficult time trying to take down these 1500 point rocks. They do have a base of 3 armor, as Void Rays and Phoenixes are now perhaps going to try to supply lock UkraineStar, and that is going to slow down his production significantly. There are Hydralisks over here as well. The Void Ray was fully charged for just a moment, and now we are going to look for even more of those Overlords. And it looks like all the Overlords have returned home, are now sitting within the confines and the protection of those Hydralisks, as now an army of Stalkers, 4 Stalkers and a couple Sentries are making their way out once again. We are getting some warp gates here, level 1 weapons upgrade, as Zerglings are now starting to swarm in across the map as well. A Phoenix down over here will be able to finish off this Overlord. It does have the pneumatized carapace already, but that Overlord moving very, very slowly compared to that Phoenix, who can move and attack at the same time. That Overlord will get destroyed, and now UkraineStar is now just, I think he was just dumping a lot of minerals into Overlords, as he is now no longer supply locked. This one Phoenix still continuing to wander around the rest of the map. We are going into a robotics bay now, and a robotics bay with a Colossus will definitely help, but most likely we are going to be seeing a Spire come up in just a little bit as soon as an Immortal or an Observer is spotted. As a Zerg player, you need to get a Spire in order to make sure that you can get up Corruptors and take down any of those units. You can see now, a Void Ray now going after a Queen, but what should have happened is that Phoenix should have come over, try to Graviton Beam the Queen, but Hydra is now coming over as well, so that's not going to work out. Grubby just using 1 Void Ray and 1 Phoenix in order to constantly do harassment. These destructible rocks have been destroyed. This set of 6 mineral patches with the rich Vespene Geyser is now open for expansion, and we'll see what is going to be happening here. We have a high ground expansion here as well. No no expansion here yet, and this is one of the things that I would like to see a little bit more of, trying to expand into this location at the same time as this location with cannons here and here. You can naturally protect your mineral line with these missile turrets or cannons, or even spine crawlers up on that high ground protecting your probes. The spire is now being warped in, as I mentioned earlier. Roaches and stalkers are battling it out. There's no observer nearby, and now out comes this Colossus. The Colossus does not have the extended thermal lance range yet. Still 70 seconds shy, I believe, as the Colossus will be pumped out. But as soon as that spire is out, I'm expecting anywhere from 7 to 9 corruptors to engage. Grubby does not have enough phoenixes out in order to try to fight those numbers back. We are getting another gateway here, making a very nice front door, getting another photon cannon on the far side here, and now trying to establish his third base. It is going to be 3 bases versus 3 bases, as a large number of roaches are now simply taking this area out now. With so many roaches, it is very difficult even for immortals to really counter that many number of roaches. Those roaches able to one-shot essentially many of those immortals, and now we are getting 12 corruptors. So yeah, 12 corruptors being added. We are almost supply locked for UkraineStar. You can see army supply 86 versus 108, worker supply 89, 92. So almost half of UkraineStar's army, or his food count, is just invested solely into his economy. And with such a strong economy now, he should be able to just sacrifice his units and then come back into it. We are getting an infestation pit, so infestors are now going to be coming out as well. Void rays being added, and now in comes this army, and in comes these roaches. This is going to be a very, very epic battle. Let's is it going to work? No, it is deciding not to work on me, as the roaches and the corruptors and hydralisks are continuing to battle it out. The corruptors going straight for those void rays, going straight for those colossus, and yeah, just not working at all. You can see that the hydralisks, the stalkers, and the mortals are trying to pull back, unable to do so, as those buildings are just being run up against, and the hydralisks are just going to be able to exchange blows. Army-wise, 1275 versus 3125, and this is just going to be a battle of attrition. You can see production-wise, 44 food in production currently coming in from UkraineStar, and he will be able to win out on that battle pretty easily, as those units are going to be swarming in just a moment. Another hatchery over here. High yield minerals currently being mined away. Hydralisk should probably get a little bit closer to that Zelnaga watchtower in order to activate it and see what's coming out. We are also getting tunneling claws, so those roaches, moving out a little bit too far, and now in full retreat once more. So roaches, hydralisk, corruptors, and this battle is going to be very difficult. The zealots do not have charge. Roaches are going to be able to deal some damage, and now both sides are just continuing to slice away, and now those corruptors are in the air going after that one Colossus there. The Colossus will get taken down. The Void Ray will also get taken down, as well as the roaches and hydralisks are now going after another Colossus on the high ground here. Corruptors just doing their job, shutting down those Colossus. The Colossus unable to deal any significant damage against this Roach Hydra army, and UkraineStar winning another battle off of sheer macro. So a sheer macro game, one of the things that is not really incorporated into Warcraft 3, and Grubby will most likely have to say GG in just a moment. Hydralisks and roaches are upgraded already to 2-2. You can see the army supply 28 compared to 96. Yeah, just a 3 times size difference in just sheer army food count before you even account for the mineral count and gas count of these armies. The corruptors are just looking for a fresh target, seeing if they can shoot down anything else. We are going into a hive tech, and that means that the greater spire should be upgraded in just a little bit, but I don't think it really matters. We're already sitting on 4,000 minerals from UkraineStar at 200 food count. So anytime any serious damage is going to be dealt to this army, as long as these hatcheries still have a large number, they still have a large number of larvas sitting at their base, he's going to be able to replenish that army in just a matter of seconds. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. There's the GG from Grubby here on iCCup TestBug.